Welcome, everybody, to Life in the World to Come.
Howdy do.
I'm in the middle of a fucking move. My room is empty. I'm sleeping on a goddamn air mattress. We're recording this episode 6 hours before it has to go up, and we're not editing it at all. And the second it does go up, I'll be 30. So if you're listening to this, if you're like, oh man, I'm noticing some deranged energy in this one, me too.
Chris is about to dive headfirst into one of the largest transitions of his entire life.
And I don't know what the fuck is gonna happen.
Yeah, it's gonna be it's like the clock is gonna strike midnight and you're gonna transform into an adult man.
Maybe literally, but what an adult man looks like is not necessary. I don't know if it's like what feels most natural to me right now is that like when the clock strikes midnight, I just like rip my clothes off, like rip them off like tissue paper. I don't mean I could just disrobe. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to destroy my clothes and just run into the forest. And then I think I might just be a wolf after that.
We never know
just
for
like
sure.
a wolf man.
Have you ever been bit by a wolf?
No, it's not going to be a lycanthrope situation.
Okay.
It's going to be more, but it's also not like a furry situation because they're not taking it far enough.
Well, yeah, you better clarify that before people start making fan art.
Here's the thing about furries is that they're fucking posers and cowards.
Okay, yeah,
because that's the thing. You know what real wolves don't do? Put costumes on.
That's true.
They don't know what they are. They're wolves.
That's true.
A wolf looks in the mirror, and even if it looks like a human, it's like I'm a wolf because that's what wolves are. And it's it's how they live.
Right. I see
and
what
that's
you're saying.
What I'm going to do.
You're going to become a wolf.
I'm going to become a wolf in my heart and in my mind.
In your heart and mind, but not in form.
But not in form.
Okay.
But I won't know because I'm a wolf.
Wow.
You know,
so you're gonna. That's a big change.
I
thought you were just getting a new apartment.
Well, I just like I've had 30 years to make being a guy work out, and it hasn't really happened. So I'm gonna try being a wolf for a little bit.
We're getting into
how that goes.
It's a shame that you didn't figure out what species you were until the fourth decade of your life.
And I still might not even find out. This might not be the one. I'm just trying something new.
Well, I think it's an important thing to do that.
Right.
You know? You're entering a new chapter in your life, and you want to go into it with an open mind and a fresh slate, whatever.
Sometimes you just gotta be a wolf to make sure you are one.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You gotta try it out.
Just to see if you are.
Try out being a wolf.
Right.
You know, for those of you out there listening right now who are facing down a big birthday, one that feels significant.
Right.
Maybe when the clock strikes midnight, tear off your clothes and run out into the woods.
This is the thing: is I either have to update my health insurance, or I can become a wolf.
Something happened with that laugh, and I became a goose. That's what happened on my 30th birthday recently.
Better stop being a goose before midnight, because who knows what I'm gonna do. It's like I might get confused.
Right. You're moving pretty close nearby. Right. You might run into my apartment on all fours.
I'm only going to be 10 minutes away from you.
Tear my skinny, wormish little goose neck out.
I might just stop by one day.
Right.
And you won't know.
Foaming at the mouth.
Right.
Blood in your eyes.
And you got to hope that you haven't become a goose by that point.
Oh, I've already become a goose.
Oh, that's not good. That's not good news for the future of this podcast. This might be the last episode.
You know what else isn't good news for the future of this podcast?
Yeah.
The fact that we're in such a rush to get this one out by midnight.
Yeah, no,
there's no editing. There's no editing on this one.
This is just going to be a straight one.
Yeah.
We're going to be geniuses for a full 60 minutes.
Geniuses,
not a second more.
Geniuses who never say anything that we regret saying afterward.
No, we never once have we.
No.
Never once. And even talking about it right now doesn't even make me a little nervous.
Okay, you're right. That's a great
go
point.
In that direction.
That's a great point. Yeah, we're not even going to. Yeah.
Because as soon as you say that, I start thinking of like examples.
Right.
Like I can't be doing that.
Yeah, that's a good.
Not when there's no editing.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Usually we're pretty socially responsible with the content we create and put out there. We think it's important to only publish things that we feel we can defend. And we often fail, but at least when there's editing, we can go like, that joke didn't like really fall along the lines of our actual ideological preferences and our moral guidance. So
I only want to talk about stuff that I feel like I can defend ideologically.
Right, exactly.
Like fucking running through the forest on all fours with my beautiful brothers.
Right. The wolves.
Yes.
Yeah.
My fucking pack.
We're gonna
my
focus on
guys.
this. We can focus
like-
on that for the episode. I don't know. I don't find it personally very relatable. I'm having trouble like grabbing it and being like yes and.
But wait, but here's the thing. Do you understand what I mean though?
No.
Like as I'm turning 30, it's just like I feel like this is a relatable thing.
No.
Of just because you know
Becoming
what it
a
is?
wolf.
Becoming a wolf or something.
Well, becoming a
Just
wolf.
like,
Becoming a
30.
wolf as opposed to updating your health insurance.
Right.
That
Yeah,
I
that's-
understand.
Well, that's part of it, right?
Right.
You know, it's like I said this a couple episodes back. Actually, is that I think one of the things I regret most about like becoming an adult is that like I no longer have an excuse to be like just a fucking wild animal. Like I can't just be crazy anymore. And I think I figured out something that I think is important, which is that like no. It's like it's not that you can't be an animal. It's that you can't be an animal and have anyone think that it's cool or not worry about you.
Right.
And I've just decided I'm comfortable with that. I'm comfortable with no one liking it and everyone being worried. That's fine.
Right. You're
No.
Okay.
I have business in the mountains.
Okay. And if people are afraid of seeing a nude man running on all fours toward them in the woods while they're trying to have a camping trip,
Then good, they should be.
right?
That
Because
sounds
you're
like
a wolf.
a dangerous man, and I will be one.
You're tapping into your deeper nature.
Yeah.
You're really releasing yourself.
Right,
Freeing
exactly.
yourself from the shackles of the 30+ world.
Right, because it's dumb.
Right.
What am I going to be, 30? No.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm going to
That's
be a wolf.
right. Well, happy Wolf Day, man.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you all for tuning in on Chris's Wolf Day. This is the day that he becomes a wolf, and that's super exciting. I'm really proud of him, and I'm really happy that we're sharing this. And also, this is our first ever live episode. This is the first time we've ever done an episode totally live. And you might be thinking to yourself, Will, what are you talking about? We're recording it right now.
Maybe,
But
yeah.
there are people in time zones 6 hours ahead of us.
Oh, that's true.
Which means they're listening right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've never thought of that before. Hey, Will,
Yeah.
never once have I ever thought of that before. And it could be because it doesn't make any fucking sense.
It makes perfect sense. It's 6 p.m.
But the
here.
fact of it is, that never once occurred to
It's
me.
midnight there. And it drops
That's
at
true.
midnight.
It does drop at midnight.
So it's already your
That's an
wolf
excellent
day
point.
over in Europe or whatever, or wherever it's 6 hours ahead. China?
That ain't good news for you.
No?
Because you're looking pretty goosey right now.
Oh, you think I should have like kind of prepped a little bit more mentally for a live setting?
Well, yeah, possibly, yeah, or just been a
shit.
little bit less goose-like. You know, you want me
Oh,
out of
right,
here
because-
by the time the transformation commences.
Because in Europe, you're already a goose.
I'm already
wolf.
a wolf by European standards.
Europeans are listening to this right now,
right?
and they're just hearing "ow" when
Right,
you
exactly.
talk. Yeah.
I'm gonna release a separate cut just for Europe. It's just me fucking howling like a dog.
Well, you won't have to because that's already what they're hearing because it's already midnight there. So they're already listening to this, and it's live, and you're already a wolf.
and I'm already a wolf.
So, Europeans, I'm sorry that you're not understanding Chris's half of this podcast.
Yeah.
But don't worry, I'll carry it. I'll keep it funny while Chris barks and howls at the moon.
It's not gonna be great for the podcast, you know.
But it'll be great for you.
It's gonna be. It's what I need to self-actualize.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. To wolf actualize.
You know.
I think this is gonna be real good for you, man. Yeah. Welcome everybody to Life in the World to Come.
Welcome everybody.
I'm Will Wood.
I'm Chris Dunn.
It's Chris's birthday today.
It's from birthday tomorrow.
Did we say this? Did we already welcome everybody?
I think we did, yeah.
Oh well.
And now we did it twice, which is, that's standard for most episodes anyway, edited or
Hey,
otherwise.
I always say,
just get through it.
welcome to Life in the World to Come. I'm Will Wood.
And I'm Chris Dunn.
And welcome everybody to Life in the World to Come. I'm Will Wood.
I'm Chris Dunn.
It's Chris's birthday, everyone. So welcome everyone to Life in the World to Come. I'm Will Wood.
I'm a very scary wolf. It happened in between the last one.
Oh, fuck. Damn.
Well, you can't tell yet because right now I'm in the circling the prey phase. You know.
Am I the prey?
Well, you'll find out.
I think I might be the prey, guys.
It might be.
I think Chris might eat me because I didn't get him a cake instead.
You bought me Chili's. It's really funny because I suggested we go to Chili's for some reason. I truly don't know why.
Yeah, I told you, listen, dinner, anything you want, it's on me. And you were like, I want buffalo chicken dip, but I don't even know if that's a thing.
Well, it's because you sent me that in a text. It was like, hey, man, like, dinner's on me, whatever you want. And, like, I got that text while emerging from a dead sleep.
Right.
And just, like, in my mind, it was like, I said buffalo chicken dip.
Right.
Because that's what but it wasn't even that. It was buffalo chicken filling.
Right. You wanted shredded buffalo chicken.
I wanted shredded buffalo chicken glop.
Right. Yeah.
Surrounded in, like, some kind of deep-fried shell.
Well, I understood that, man, because, like, I've woken up from weird naps, and I feel like the post-weird nap hunger is always weird. It's always demented. Just like a little bit like you've still got dream juice in your brain,
exactly.
and you wake up hungry, and you're just like, I want spinach and artichoke dip sandwich.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
I get that.
There's this place I get DoorDash from a lot called the Empanada Lady Cafe.
Yeah.
That does a buffalo chicken empanada. And
Ooh.
it's so fucking good, and it's like it's tricked my brain into thinking that's like a normal thing that you can get places.
It's not usually.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
But God, like shredded buffalo chicken inside of like a crunchy shell. Oh my God.
See, I recommended we just get Buffalo Wild Wings, but
I didn't want it.
Right.
I didn't want boneless wings.
Well,
I don't want wings. I didn't want buffalo wings.
But I know you wanted like shredded, ground up buffalo chicken.
Yeah.
But you know, there's an interesting thing that happens when you eat buffalo chicken.
Too much work.
It's chewing.
Right.
You get the shredded. You do end up having shredded chicken.
Well, this is the thing. I'm not a wolf yet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm still. I need one last hurrah before I start eating meat off the bone full time.
Ah, okay.
You know what I mean?
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, something we were gonna do when recording is we were gonna set timers.
Oh, we were. Yeah.
So that we'd stay on track.
Right. Okay,
hand me my phone. It's right over there.
That's it. We're 11 minutes in. So let's kibitz for another 6 minutes and then jump into questions.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Okay, hold on a second.
Okay.
All right, can I set multiple timers on here?
That's a good question.
Set a timer for 6 minutes.
I don't think you can.
Set a second timer for 15 minutes after that. There's no way my phone can do that. Fuck that.
Yeah, I don't think it can.
Yeah, no, it only lets you do one timer at a time. Okay, so after this, we're going to set a timer for 15 minutes, then another 15 minutes, because we're right or something like that?
Something like that. Just
we're trying to keep the pace
so
going.
we understand where we are.
Yeah.
All right. So just so for the next 3 to 6 minutes,
5.5 according to the timer.
Do you have any kind of wild mental health crises that you want to?
Yeah, of course. Always, man.
Okay, cool.
It's life in the world to come.
Were any of them funny?
No.
All right.
No, deeply concerning, mostly.
Okay. Are they deeply concerning in a way that you could spin to make funny?
No.
That
no,
sucks.
they're dark.
That's the worst
Yeah.
kind.
No, actually, I
That's
can tell.
the least profitable kind.
I know. I believe me, I fucking know it. But I got this. So,
Okay.
I told you recently that I've been I've had Instagram on my phone,
Right,
and I
yeah.
had that private account, but I also had the Willwood official account on my phone, which I don't usually have. I usually have somebody else running
you
it,
have a guy,
and occasionally, if I find myself stuck in it because I go I want to check on something, or I want to handle something myself, like this event we have coming up in August. I wanted to post about it. I'll just get the password from the guy, and then when I'm done, I'll be like, "Hey, change the password because I don't want to be on here anymore." But I haven't done that yet.
You're like John. You're like mid coke addiction John Mulaney talking to his accountant. Just
yeah, actually. Yeah. So I still have it on my phone, and I can't be trusted with it. Not just because I can't be trusted with my own mental health while scrolling through Reels, because they're miserable. I've gotten them to mostly show me videos of parrots talking, which is,
That's nice.
But then I don't get out of
That's
bed.
a good place. Right.
And so, there's that, and there's also something that happened to me recently that was one of the worst things in my entire life that's ever happened. I'm going to say, truly, this is rock bottom.
All right.
Of social media use. Truly the worst thing that ever happened to me. And I'm not exaggerating one iota, I promise.
Okay.
Not even a little bit. this is supposed to be funny, what's coming out of my mouth right now, but we can't edit it and then replace it with a funnier bit we do later.
I hope it's not. I hope it's so sad.
Dude, it's not. but something that happened to me.
I hope it's a big bummer, dude. I really can't wait.
It was for me. Okay. It was for me. And for a moment, it was pretty anxiety-inducing, too.
All right.
And so I got a message from somebody. And I've scrolled through my message requests a couple of times, and I don't reply. I don't read most of it, but if something looks particularly interesting or, just on a whim, I'll click something.
Right.
That is not an invitation to DM me. I will not be on Instagram. I promise. I'm actually going to get off it after this because this, changed my life.
Okay.
I got a message from somebody, and it was a gross one. I get gross ones sometimes. It was a video of a reel of this woman looking into the camera, all sultry-like, and saying, "Whoever sent you this message wanted to tell you you've been a very good boy recently." And I was like, fuck, gross. and I thought nothing of it. I immediately scrolled away from it. I was like, ugh, just like scraped it off my phone. And so, I went about my day. And I think like the next day, I think this was the real final straw of my I need somebody to change my fucking password on me.
Right.
That was I got a notification of a comment that had added me at me. It said @WillwoodOfficial, and then in all caps, LMAO, why did you like this @WillwoodOfficial? And I was like, what is this? And I clicked on it, and whoever sent you this message wanted to know you've
you were too enthusiastic.
You've been a very good boy lately.
You were too enthusiastic when you scraped it off your phone.
And I was like, I didn't like this, and I looked red heart.
Yeah, you double tapped it, dude.
I double tapped it.
What a nightmare.
I double tapped
What an absolute nightmare. My greatest fear.
I love the I find myself just in my head just like, I double tapped it, Jerry. And I hate this, and it made me so upset.
That is such a modern Seinfeld bit. That is
yeah,
what they
right.
would do.
and I panicked. I just unliked it and then prayed to God that either that person didn't follow up being like, "Oh, you unliked it now, you horny boy," because that's what it looks like. Is that Willwood was scrolling through his Instagram reels, looking at chicks, and then loved this one, and just needed her to know it.
Yeah,
and just I went, double tap.
I love that for you.
Who intentionally likes a video like that?
Fucking Chads, dude. Fucking kings.
This person didn't seem to agree because based on the just general cadence of his response to me having liked it, I was not a king in that moment.
Well,
I was a horny sub who let it slip.
I'm so fascinated by the person who sent it to you initially. Just the idea of being like, "Ooh, I think this person's kind of cute." I'm gonna send them how am I gonna let them know I think they're fucking swell? I'm gonna send them a sultry meme. I'm gonna send them I'm not gonna tell them I think they're a good boy. I'm gonna find a video of someone else telling them that they're a good boy. Oh, is it time?
Yep, it's time.
It's finally time. We did it. The fucking timer went off. It's time for questions. This conversation's fucking over.
Okay, on to the next subject.
It's time for new shit.
Okay, what we do on Life in the World to Come, for those of you who are first listening, who are for some reason choosing this as your first episode, although we don't recommend starting at the beginning, what we do is we answer listener-submitted questions about how to survive the apocalypse. That's our whole shtick. Chris, before we get into it, I want you to say a prayer with me.
Okay.
Put your hands in mine.
Sweaty and wipe on my shirt.
All right. Lord, bless this podcast. Keep us safe from our worst comedic instincts. Deliver us from temptation to say dumber shit than we otherwise would. And let us say the funniest things we've ever said that everyone enjoys, so that we may make more money ad break. All right. And amen.
Our God is an awesome God, he reigns. All right.
Setting that timer for what now? What are we setting a timer for?
Let's say half an hour, just so we know when to look at it. That'll take us to 40 minutes.
Okay. Half-hour timer.
And we don't have to switch at that. That's just to let us know.
Okay.
All right. Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right.
You didn't pick out any
Okay,
episodes,
I thought
any
I
questions
did.
before we started the
This
episode.
is a pretty fun one. Will there be new blood types in the world to come?
That's it? That's the whole question?
That's the whole question. Are there going to be new types of blood?
Yes, and that's my whole answer.
Some of it's going to be dry.
It's going to be... Well, yeah, that's...
You're going to have fucking dry blood. You know?
Well, I mean, my first thought in response to that is blood does that. It dries, but only if it comes out of you.
Yeah, normally.
And we're talking about people whose blood inside them is dry.
Yeah.
It rolls around the insides of their veins like sand.
Yes.
It's a grainy sort of blood.
Right.
That is sort of like what is the substance I'm picturing right now?
Kind of like like that magic sand.
Yes, exactly.
It's like the stuff that it keeps its shape when you squeeze it and shit.
Right, and so it's still able to have the viscosity necessary to be carried through your bloodstream or through your capillaries and arteries and stuff by a pumping heart. Because it's mostly it's dry, but it's still
it's like viscous.
Yeah,
it's almost kind of cream cheesy. You know, it's like
yeah, exactly. It's that.
It's like I don't know if you guys watched my Instagram story this morning, but it's kind of like what happens when you put cream cheese on a bagel that's too hot.
I didn't see your Instagram story.
I made a very angry Instagram story this morning because I got a bagel with cream cheese and the bagel was like piping hot, and it makes me furious.
Yeah, that sucks.
I fucking hate hot bagels. There are bagel shops out there that will proudly proclaim in their front window, "Hot bagels sold here." Fuck you! How dare you? Get me fucking milky goo all over my face first thing in the morning.
Well, that's the thing is cream cheese on a hot bagel is a problem, but like bacon, egg, and cheese
sandwiches. I said this in the Instagram story. I made that exception in the Instagram story.
Okay.
Bacon, egg, and cheese, that's good for a hot bagel. Butter, that's great for a hot bagel because butter's fucking supposed to melt.
Right.
Cream cheese turns into soup.
Yeah,
it's fucking bad.
Ew. Yeah. Ugh.
And that junk's gonna be in your goddamn veins.
Hot cream cheese.
That's
gonna be the new type of blood.
You're gonna have to like in order to get blood to your arms, you're gonna have to kind of you can't see what I'm doing. But just kind of like squeeze your arm like a toothpaste tube.
That's what I was about to say.
Get the blood in there.
Chris is
just
yeah. And that's going to be one of the new blood types. Is hot cream cheese.
Various parts of your body.
You'll have to suck on your fingers.
You're gonna suck on them. Yeah. You just get all that goop where it's supposed to be.
Your fingers are going to get cold and kind of clammy
and like a little tingly.
And you won't be able to just shake them out. You'll have to suck on the tips of your fingers.
Well, you can shake them out, but you have to do it really hard. There has to be a lot of centrifugal force.
Right.
Sort of and that's the problem is that it'll work, but then it'll stay there.
Right.
And then your hand will be huge and bloated because all of your creamy blood is in that one spot.
All of the hot cream cheese blood pooled in your fingertips. Yeah. And now if you want it to go down to your feet, you gotta just put your hands in the air and jump up and down for like a half hour.
It's bad.
It's no way to live.
You know? You might also have no blood, and imagine how complex that will make transfusions.
That's true.
You'd be like, doctor, this person needs a blood transfusion, and they're like, what type is he? And it's like, no type. And it's like, now what do you do?
Doctor, he has no blood type. He has no blood.
Doctors.
Well, there are gonna be people who are born in the world to come without any blood, and how their bodies continue to function is a mystery that we'll never be able to truly understand because it's radiation magic. And
it could be it's a combination of chutzpah and gumption.
Chutzpah and gumption,
a lot of that.
Moxie, balls.
Balls.
It could be balls.
Piss and vinegar.
It could.
You
be
might
piss
have
and vinegar.
piss and vinegar in your blood.
That's also going to be a blood type.
A blood type is going to be piss and vinegar.
Well, that's one of the ways you can solve being born with no blood.
Right.
Is if you cut yourself open and let somebody pour piss and vinegar into it.
You're right. A lot of these blood types are just going to be the results of the many experiments I plan on doing.
A lot of new blood types are going to come into being because Chris is going to try new things.
I'm going to get a bagel shop and just start putting the stuff stuff that's in there in people.
Right.
You know?
Like piss and vinegar.
Like piss and vinegar. Well, they're going to have vinegar, and I provide the piss.
Right.
And the cream cheese also is going to be there.
There's going to be, and when people are brought into, so what Chris is going to do is he's gonna kidnap somebody, he's gonna drain them of all their blood, and he's gonna put bagel stuff in it and also pee in it,
right,
in that person's body.
Yeah.
And because of the fact that we're saying so, they will be reanimated and they will continue to live their lives.
Yeah.
With a bloodstream full of hot cream cheese, urine, and vinegar.
Now I might just string them up like a big marionette and move them around like that, but I'm gonna be so good at it that no one's even gonna know.
Nobody's gonna even be able to tell.
No, they're just gonna think that this person has cream cheese blood. Little do they know. It's some kind of corpse marionette full of cream cheese.
That's something to watch out for in the world to come.
Yeah.
Corpse marionettes filled with cream cheese.
Right. That I've created for my own inscrutable ends.
Yeah.
You know. I'm not going to give away my plans, but they do involve this stuff in them.
I won't divulge the details of your plans that you've shared with me, but let's just say, folks, that it's pretty steamy.
It's pretty steamy.
What Chris is planning with these corpse marionettes full of cream cheese.
I'm a man of very specific tastes.
Yeah. And some of
that
them
tastes are fucking cream cheese.
And some of them are very scary.
I love cream cheese.
But he doesn't like it hot.
I don't like it hot.
No, that's why he puts it inside somebody first. Right.
It's like, that's yeah, never put cream cheese in a fucking hot guy.
Right.
You want your cream cheese to be in a room temperature, dude.
Yeah. You want to make sure he's dead before you replace all of his blood.
Yeah,
with
otherwise
cream
it's
cheese.
just like gooey and it gets all over your beard.
Ugh.
It's disgusting.
And it's also just like a really gross fucking texture for a bagel.
I don't like it. Yeah, it squeezes out, gets all over your shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you find yourself a corpse marionette in Chris's undead army of marionette corpses, that's you. You got cream cheese blood. And maybe you're full of pee.
Maybe.
But you won't know. You won't be able to tell.
You won't be able to tell.
Because you're dead.
Yeah.
And or just dumb.
That's how fucking good I am at marionetting. Is that I'm going to so convincingly puppeteer you that you'll think you're still alive. You might be one of my puppets right now. You wouldn't even know.
And see, that's what's going to happen is a lot of people are going to be ensnared in Chris's traps that allow him to do this, and they're going to keep thinking they're alive and then procreate.
Right.
And then give birth because they're so convinced that they're alive.
Yeah.
And what they'll give birth to is people with the cream cheese blood type. And so that's how that starts.
And that's how I become God.
That's one of the many ways in which Chris becomes
started
God.
A society full of cream cheese puppets, none of whom know that I'm secretly pulling their strings.
I've seen visions of your incredible machinery that you use.
Gave away the plan. I just said it on the podcast. I can't believe it.
I forgot you said you weren't going to share the details.
My incredibly circuitous plan to become God, using stuff I learned in theater school.
You know, you learned how to fill people with cream cheese.
I know I took a class in puppeteering.
You know, I learned how to fill people with cream cheese in theater school. That's a really gross fucking joke.
There is like a fun joke. There's also like some kind of sex joke that's maybe mildly anti-Semitic. It's like,
because they're a bagel. Is that what you're thinking?
Maybe you're as a Jewish man, your cum would be cream cheese.
Right, because we eat bagels.
Right. Yeah, you know. You agree?
I think that
Will isn't saying, he's nodding right now at me. He's making meaningful eye contact and going, "Yes, Chris, yes." Yeah, we all say this.
You know, leave it to the episode we're doing live in Europe right now.
Right.
To finally cross my line.
God, I'm sorry.
No, I'm kidding. I'm fucking kidding. Wouldn't that be hilarious if that was when I could no longer handle it? If that's when I was like, all right, pump the brakes, Chris. I give you the pass. You have my full permission to crack a joke now and again. I'm comfortable with it. But cream cheese cum?
Jewish people come normal, Chris.
Okay. we come semen and blood just like everybody else.
We come a soupy combination of blood and semen and a little bit of pee, just like everybody. comes just like everyone else is red and watery.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I feel like does that answer your question?
I don't know.
There's the different blood types are going to be A, B, O, and cream cheese,
12,
dry, and none.
and also green. Some
That's
people's
true.
blood will be green, but otherwise normal.
Otherwise normal, but just green.
Yep.
And and you're going to ask yourself, is it really green, or is that just my perception of green? Is everyone else's perception of the color green the same as my perception of the color green?
Whoa, dude.
How do you even know? And then you're not even thinking about blood anymore, so it doesn't even fucking matter. Our
Damn,
next
dude.
question, I guess.
Maybe you got to stop hitting the vape so hard before you record, man. You just blew my mind. You're getting pretty fucking out there with the heady shit, dude. Yeah, what if the color green that you see isn't the same color green that I see? That's fucking crazy, dude. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, man.
That's so dope. Do you see my Alex Gray print?
Which one?
I only have one.
You only have one? I could have sworn you had more than one.
I only have.
You just have the squirrel.
No, I have the. I don't know what happened to that, but you're right. I did have.
You
I
had
did
the
have
squirrel.
I have the squirrel, and I also had the net of being tapestry.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Shit, fuck. I have 2 Alex Gray things.
I know you fall into it. You fall into a category.
No, don't say that. Don't say that. That's so mean. Do you like how I put the painting of the skull smoking a joint in this room? Did you notice that?
Yeah.
It was in the bathroom for a little while, and I was like, this is not quite right.
It's nice in here.
Thank you.
It kind of adds to the vibe.
Yeah, it does.
All right. Our next question. Dear Chris and Will,
Hey.
I work in organ donation and have recently been curious what organ will be most valuable to recover and transplant in the days to come.
Wow.
Yeah,
Hey,
right?
that's a great question. I've had a lot of visions about organ transplants and organ dealers. See, the organ black market is going to be something that's like way more, the white market, or is whatever the antithesis of black market is.
You're going to be able to go to the local bazaar,
Right,
and just get yourself a delicious pancreas.
Yeah, and the answer is pancreas.
Yeah, because they're just so yummy.
Well, they control the blood sugar, and they're full of sugary blood.
Right.
We've cracked this egg a number of times now.
You could just maybe pile as many pancreases as you can fit inside your body.
Oh.
And then you're never going to get diabetes,
That's
no
a
matter
great
how many
idea.
sweet treats you eat.
Hey, why don't people do that?
We've been trying to figure, people paying all this money for insulin and shit. Just get more pancreases.
What the fuck?
Just attach another one to the tube. I'm assuming there's a tube that connects to the pancreas.
Probably.
Yeah.
I would assume so. It's got to be hardwired to the rest of the stuff somehow.
They gotta get the blood in there. So I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe just chuck them in the stomach and they'll do what they got to do.
Maybe swallow it whole.
Maybe just eat some pancreases
I
to
bet that's-
gain their power.
I bet that's all it takes.
Yeah.
Hey, diabetic listeners at home, try this. Get a pair of scissors. Cut open your stomach. Pull out a pancreas. Any one of them. Right? How many pancreases do we have?
Who knows?
Hopefully you've got extra.
Probably.
Pull it out and eat it. No diabetes ever.
No diabetes.
And you'll be able to do that in the world to come.
You could just do that, because if you eat your organs, guess what? That organ's back in you. You're fine.
Right, exactly.
This is a cool little life hack for infinite food.
Not only infinite food. Not only infinite food, but infinite organs.
Infinite organs.
Because you swallow them, and now you've got space to put something else in there.
I don't know, like a gun?
A gun, a Funko Pop that you don't want to lose.
Weird. I was literally thinking the same thing.
That's so fucking
for
weird.
some reason.
You know why? Because it's so hard to think of a reason to have a Funko Pop.
There's no
and
good
we
reason.
finally came up with one.
Right.
It took until replacing the pancreas you eat.
Right.
Yeah.
Just to have it in there.
Yep.
In case anyone tries to steal your pancreas, they instead find a Funko Pop, and they're like, "Well, this is fucking worthless."
Or they go, "Oh shit, that's the Chase Eggo Waffle 11. I've been looking for this one." They take your fucking Funko Pop and leave your pancreas behind.
And guess
Forget
what?
all about it.
You implanted a microplastic explosive inside of that Funko Pop.
Fuck yeah, you did. Pound it.
And now you have all their gold.
Yeah. And their pancreas.
And
And
now
you
you
eat
got 2 pancreases.
And that's something
how
you'll be
you
able
go
to do.
because you actually had a 3rd pancreas hidden inside of a different, less desirable Funko Pop inside your body.
I think that's a good idea. Like that's you're gonna see a lot of Funko Pops on the Oregon black market.
Yeah, it's hard to tell which ones are which. See, some of these Funko Pops are red herrings. They're actually real organs that are simply disguised that way so no one will want them.
Right, exactly.
If you see like a fucking I don't know, like a fucking like a Mitch McConnell Funko Pop.
I'm sure
just like
they
a
have
Funko
those, right?
Pop that no one wants.
Oh yes, exactly.
Just like a Funko, like just a fucking, like a fucking. I'm trying to think of what's like a Funko Pop no one would want.
Chris Dunn.
Yeah, man.
Mic drop.
That was a fucking sick burn.
Yeah.
If
I
you
thought
see a
so.
Funko Pop of me, then you know that's actually a sweet, delicious pancreas.
Yep.
That's being hidden.
And really, what we're really getting around to with all this is ultimately saying, by far, the most valuable organ is going to be the pancreas.
Right.
Because
Absolutely.
diabetes is going to be so common in the world.
It's going to be everything's going to be very sugary and sweet.
Yeah.
But like deathly so.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to be a real kind of real monkey's paw sort of situation.
Right.
Everything is going to be very sweet and very delicious, but to an extent that it will immediately give you diabetes if you don't have at least 4 pancreases.
It's going to be it's like going to be it's going to be a little bit Willy Wonka, but also a little bit monkey's paw. You're going to want to go traipsing around in the field, eating the grass, eating the twigs off the trees because they all look so delicious and sweet and they're made of candy. And you're going to eat that candy and immediately be struck down with diabetic shock.
Right, exactly.
And
it's going to be
going
to be like a kind of like a dark and twisted Willy Wonka situation.
Yeah, because Willy Wonka, the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, very not at all a dark and twisted story.
No, not enough.
No, I like that. Not enough children die in that book.
Well, yeah, exactly. None of them die. They all kind of they all no, because she turns into a big blueberry, but then she just turns blue forever.
But
they are horribly disfigured, and that is good.
One,
I think they all, if I remember correctly,
I'm pretty sure Augustus Gloop eats himself.
I think Augustus Gloop he goes in the chocolate river, right?
He gets turned into fudge.
No, I think what happens to him is like he falls into the chocolate river,
right, and then he gets sucked up,
and then
into
he gets
the thing.
sucked, but then the thing like just stretches him out. So
No. You're thinking
he's like
of Mike TV.
Oh, no,
Mike TV gets stretched out like taffy.
I thought Mike TV got really tiny because he went
right,
into
and
the
then
TV.
but then they put him in the taffy puller to stretch him out so that he would be big
okay.
again.
So Augustus Gloop might have just fucking died. Like, might have just.
People are just like, a room full of candy. This fat kid's eating too much candy. This kid's gotta fucking die. And I feel like that's really not fair.
Hey, do you think like
what did he do wrong?
After like those 4 kids were disfigured and one of them fucking died, do you think that was like on the news? Like these children that were like world famous by the time, because like everyone wanted these tickets.
Right.
It was like when they went into the factory, that was on TV. America watched these 5 kids go into the factory, and only 4 of them come out, and only 3 of them, again, not horribly disfigured. 3 of them are freaks for life. This girl's fucking blue now. Forever, I guess.
I think I do think that Augustus Gloop survives, but is made out of fudge and eats himself.
But what kind of life?
Well, exactly. I think he eats himself. I think he does die ultimately.
Right, yeah.
And so it feels kind of fucked up that the only thing that Augustus Gloop did wrong was eat the candy that he was given in large amounts.
That's like the fucking thing, is because all the children in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, like the reason that they all die or that they're all like changed irrevocably is that they go off the beaten, like they do what they're not supposed to do. They go off the beaten path, which Charlie also does. It's just like
he
when
drinks the fizzy lifting drinks,
and he's like flying around, but then he's just fine purely by luck.
Yeah.
Charlie is not a better kid. He did not do anything better than these other fucking kids. He just got lucky, and now he gets to be rich.
I think it's just because he was poor in the beginning.
Yeah,
so he's I guess, I don't know. He's the underdog. He gets the prize at the end.
He's the underdog, but
like, is he like in terms of like how good you behave at a factory?
Yeah, exactly.
They all had the same odds of fucking up.
Do you think that do you think that after all that stuff happens and Charlie gets the factory that it immediately fails because he's like 10 and hasn't finished high school?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
I think so.
Right. I think Willy Wonka is probably like a bad businessman.
I think that he's not a great businessman.
He's definitely a morally dubious character.
Oh, he kills children.
He kills
in
children,
his chocolate
and
factory,
he like went to like some weird island and took all the people, of like and they work for him now, and it's kind of unclear whether or not he pays them.
No, he does.
They don't leave the factory though.
He does pay them.
Okay.
In chocolate.
See that's no good.
Yeah, see, you have to pay your workers.
Kind of sounds like you're paying them in food.
Yep. It sounds like you're giving them food and maybe shelter.
But
they're not. I don't think they're allowed to leave.
It doesn't seem like they are. No.
I'm not sure that the Oompa Loompas are allowed to leave.
It's probably explained to them that they're allowed to leave, but they will be accosted as freaks.
Well, yeah,
because they're not. I don't think they're Homo sapiens. They're like some kind of like weird, like kind of Neanderthal-esque offshoot of the human race.
I don't know,
undiscovered by man.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know which like. It depends, I think, on the adaptation.
Right.
Because I don't remember the book. I don't remember what they are in the book, but I know in the old movie they're orange people with like green hair.
Yeah.
And that's not normal.
No, that's not like a guy.
In the Tim Burton adaptation, they're very, very tiny Deep Roys. Like
right.
very small.
They're all Deep Roy, yeah.
And so that's also weird.
That's also very strange.
They've got a very difficult life ahead of them, so they're like kind of coercively forced to stay.
It doesn't
so
feel...
it's wrong.
It feels wrong,
It's definitely wrong. No, it's wrong.
Feels blatantly wrong.
Yeah, no. Willy Wonka is a slaver who like kills children.
Right.
And I have to say, those children just coming out the other side horribly and fantastically disfigured for the rest of their lives. That feels like an editor's note. That feels like that wasn't his intention. I feel like the original draft they died.
Roald probably wanted to kill those kids.
I think he did. Yeah.
I think Roald Dahl loves killing kids.
Oh, yeah.
Like he loves it.
Yeah. You ever read or see The Witches?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a fucking very scary story.
Yeah, and they eat kids.
They just straight up eat those kids.
They eat them. Yeah.
That story scared me for a long time.
Oh, man, yeah,
I had like nightmares about that as a small boy.
Yeah, it's a scary story. I saw the movie. It was disturbing. The one witch was very scary.
Is it like the more recent movie or like the?
I didn't know there was a recent one.
There was like they made one with like Anne Hathaway as like the main witch.
I gotta check that out.
Yeah,
I'm gonna check that out.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like people stop talking about it immediately. There's the classic one, but then there's like one with Anne Hathaway.
Well, it was probably bad.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's probably not good.
Hey, that Willy Wonka remake that got coming out with Timothy Chalamet. Oh,
that
boy.
looks so bad.
Or it's a prequel or something. I don't know what it is.
It's impressive, like when you can tell from the trailer that the dialogue is going to be bad the whole time.
Yeah,
it's like oh, this is the most engaging dialogue in the whole movie, and it's like
I also love that it's just called Wonka.
Yeah, no, because that's what you call that,
right?
It's like it's what the AI that wrote that movie.
Yeah,
was like.
It feels like they had to come up with what do we do to make it clear that this movie is beyond vapid? We just call it Wonka.
Right.
Like that's the name we give it so that people know it has no value whatsoever.
Right. This is what this is about.
Yeah. Yeah. And also just like the whole like weird like we're just going to call it just one word.
Yeah.
It's going to be his last name.
Right.
Is just like there's something about that's just like, dude, why are you trying to be dramatic right now?
Yeah,
it's
like we all give a shit. It's
Willy Wonka.
It's really fucking. It's like oh, who are these fucking Zoomers that are just like chomping at the bit?
I don't think there are any.
There are any.
And I have to say, if you're gonna do a gritty fucking reboot of Willy Wonka, how are you gonna do the slavery?
I don't know.
I'm scared of that.
That is an excellent question, William.
Hey, are we going to see Timothy Chalamet abusing Aboriginals in that movie?
I think we're going to probably cut before that happens. I feel like the timeline of that movie is going to be like, you know, like Willy Wonka is a poor boy from the streets, and it ends and it ends with him becoming a successful chocolatier, and he like gets slaves in between that and the old movies.
Oh, are they gonna just like not? They're not gonna pay it.
I can't imagine they will.
Yeah,
I hope they do.
That would be
really
very
hope they get
interesting.
into it. I can't wait to see Timothée Chalamet fucking pretty boy his way through. It's just like how can
these are the Oompa Loompas. They're here against their will. Shh. What the fuck are we gonna?
Like, are Timothée Chalamet's eyes kind and soulful enough to sell us on this shit?
On gritty Oompa Loompa origins.
See, it didn't strike me as gritty. Is the weird thing.
I didn't see the trailer. I just saw the fact that it was called Wonka, and I was like, that looks bad.
So fucking bad.
Yeah.
It just looks like nothing. It truly. I can't even. There isn't even anything funny for me to say about it. It's just like, you know what. This is everything you need to know about the movie.
Okay.
There's a moment where Willy Wonka has an idea, and the lamp that he is below lights up, and he looks at it.
What? I don't understand.
He has an idea, and a light bulb in a lamp that's above his head turns on, and he goes, and there's like a piano thing that plays, a little like ding, 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 because he had an idea of some kind.
So it's like he has.
It's
like
the trope of
electricity powers, or
no? It's just like it's like the trope of a light bulb.
I know. But
it's like the light bulb goes off on your head, but like the thing they do in movies where it's like an actual light on an actual lamp lights up. They do that.
I feel like I don't know what we're talking about here.
They're okay. So when you have this sucks.
No,
we don't get to edit this.
No, we can't edit this.
No,
so we have to
we're
move
in
past
it.
it.
We're in it.
I know what you're talking about. No, I know the trope of the light bulb going off over somebody's head in a cartoon or something.
Right, but then but on top of that trope, there is the trope of someone standing under a lamp and they have an idea and that lamp turns on.
See, I have not noticed.
You've never seen that trope.
I'm
before?
not saying I've never seen it. I'm just saying I've never noticed it.
That happens a lot. And
I am not very media critical.
Very shitty movies.
I tend to swallow shitty movies with the same enthusiasm as good ones.
Well, me too for the most part. But like, but like, so the thing I just described, you're standing under a lamp, you have an idea, it turns on. Does that strike you as like cool and clever?
No.
Well, imagine putting that in your fucking trailer.
Okay.
Where it's like, this is one of the selling points of the movie.
Right.
It's like, this is the tone that we're striking.
Can I ask you, is his top hat like a little matted and a little roughed up?
You know, I didn't really notice. I don't think it is, but I don't think they're going dark and gritty. Is the
Okay.
thing. This is like very like whimsical, but in a way that like totally, they're like going for like the Gene Wilder, Johnny Depp kind of thing, but like just kind of missing the mark entirely. Where you know what it feels like?
What?
It feels like one of those like, there's like this fucking Christmas movie starring Keegan-Michael Key that came out. It was like Jingle Jangle or something.
Okay.
It has big Jingle Jangle vibes.
Okay.
Where it has that kind of energy. You know what I mean?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's okay.
The whole thing kind of looks like it was shot on one in like a single warehouse.
Okay.
You know? Like including the outdoor shots.
I'll have to watch a trailer to that.
Yeah.
And we're coming up on 2 minutes left on the timer that we set.
Oh yeah, we're at 40.
We've been recording for 47
question.
minutes. Yeah.
Okay, so gotta get a lot of. We got 2 questions. That's pretty good. We did questions.
Organ trade is going to be mostly Funko Pops and eating your own pancreas.
Yeah, whatever the fuck that is.
Yeah.
Like, if you want a summary, fucking just listen back to it.
Okay. Let's. But you didn't pull up questions before we did. That was a bad move, Chris.
I found like 2 that looked okay.
Yeah, that's not enough.
All right.
That's insufficient.
Okay, here's a good one. Dear Chris and Will,
hi.
What will be new ways of fighting the summer heat in the world to come?
Peeling off all your skin.
Peeling off that skin. You ever take your shirt off and you're like, this ain't enough?
Yep.
Just fucking get that skin off of you.
And in the hot post-apocalyptic air, you're going to need to. It's going to be warmer than it is right now. Think about all the times you've gotten a sunburn. It's on your skin.
Exactly.
Think about all the times you've sweated. That's your skin, baby. Get rid of it.
You gotta let them fucking Funko Pops breathe.
That's exactly it.
You know?
You want to air out those organs.
You want to have like you want to be able to feel a nice cool breeze whistling through your fucking rib cage.
Yep.
And your Funkos.
Yeah. Also, yeah, you're going to want to peel off any of the muscles that cover up your organs.
Yeah, you just want to keep peeling yourself down to a fucking skeleton.
If you can just be a skeleton covered in veins and Funko Pops, That's how you're gonna stay cool.
Just like get rid of all your nerve endings.
That's a good idea too.
Figure out all the parts of your body that are capable of perceiving temperature and get them gone.
Exactly. Are you want to beat the heat? Kill yourself. That's.
You know what? You want to cool off this summer? You just fucking dive head first into the cold embrace of death.
Yeah.
Just fucking sink into the icy blackness of oblivion.
Hey, think about all the times that in a movie you've seen a character passing away and their last words are, "It's so cold." See?
Right, exactly.
It's so cold.
Yeah, now just say that with like a slightly more pleased tone of voice. Like, oh, it's so cold, you know? Like,
exactly. I think that's really the answer ultimately is, if you can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen. Oh. And there's our timer.
All right, well, that doesn't, we got 10 minutes left.
Oh, we got 10 minutes left.
We got 10 minutes left. We can keep going with this question.
In 10 minutes, Chris is going to have been a wolf for a whole hour.
Yep.
And who knows if I'm alive in Europe right now.
It's impossible to say.
European listeners, or wherever it's 6 hours ahead of us, how am I doing? Have I been eaten by Chris yet? Let me know.
Survey says yes, probably.
I forgot to set the timer. Let me set the timer. Okay.
All right. So you just fucking take a fucking do a fucking cannonball.
Right into
like
the river Styx.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You want to jump into a lake to cool off. You're more than welcome to do that, but you got to jump off of like a 50-story building and belly flop right before you hit the water, so that it has like the same impact as hitting concrete.
Yeah.
You know?
Or take a deep enough dive where you drown.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Do a cannonball, but like do it while tying an actual cannonball to your chest.
Yes, exactly, man. That's exactly it. I feel like we've given a pretty satisfactory and very useful answer to this question.
Yeah,
I feel like
agree.
It's got a lot of we were really good at just giving them a practical piece of advice. And I don't feel like we have to expand on it too much because it's very simple.
Yeah, I think we just fucking blasted through it, and I think that's good.
Hey, you too warm, all bundled up like that? Well, then shuffle off that mortal coil.
Strip down to your fucking ghost.
Hey, you know who's never too warm? A ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Think about what ghosts are. Think about them. There's the whole thing where like if you're like near a ghost, you get a chill up your spine.
That could be you.
You could be that chill.
You could be that chill.
How chill is that, man? That's pretty chill.
It's pretty fucking chill.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Be a spooky ghost.
Okay, let's do one last question.
One more question.
Hey, Chris and Will.
Hello.
Which of the 5 senses will be the most useful one after the apocalypse? And will we lose any of them?
Well, thank you so much for asking that. I want to say taste.
That's part of it.
Because you're probably going to spend a lot of time dragging your tongue around on the ground because you are also going to most likely lose all of your other senses. And so the only way you're going to be able to get around is by licking everything so that you know where it is.
Possible, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what it is? You know what I think it is?
What?
Smelling, but specifically smelling trouble.
Okay. Hell
you know?
Yeah. That's going to be a very useful sense. If you
fucking question answered, you know?
Yeah. If you got a nose for danger, you know, that's what you want.
Go to be able to
if it gets
out bad situations.
If it gets stinky, you know to get out of there.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
What's that? I smell violence. That's the sound of you leaving.
Or go fucking head straight towards that.
Well, if you're that kind of guy, if you're looking for a fight.
That's the point. You know, that's the thing is like you can either choose to follow your nose or you can use it as a deterrent. But you're going to need to be able to fucking have a nose for danger.
And some of you will. If you're lucky, the radiation blasts will bless you with a nose for danger. That's pretty cool. Cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm just imagining it like a big nose with like lightning bolts on it.
Okay.
And then it's like,
Why
a movie
not?
poster, and it says "nose for danger."
Fuck yeah.
We can't edit this one. I just have to keep saying stuff.
Yeah. Fangers. Fangers. Tips. Blip squits. Bang. Bing bang.
It's not really. It's not
Duango.
exactly what I meant, but sure.
Shrimp.
You know.
Shuz. Hey,
God.
I'm taking up time, aren't I?
You know, we got so close is the crazy thing. I was like kind of blowing my mind how well it was going, how we were actually doing it. And then I feel like at the exact same moment, we just like the candle burned down to the wick at like the exact same time.
Yes,
It's like we both ran out of fuel at the exact same moment.
Well, that's what I've experienced mostly with this podcast,
Right.
is that usually around this time I start to lose steam, and it's good to like record for as long as we do because I end up usually catching a second wind.
Right.
But I don't have time to get a second wind.
Well, it's good because we only have to have. That means there's only going to be 6 bad minutes of podcast.
So just keep riffing.
Yeah.
All right, blurg, bang, toodly.
You know,
doop.
I just have this weird feeling that we can't fill 6 minutes with that.
I feel like we could.
I feel like we could. I feel like it's within our power. Like we could do it.
Well, that's just a word.
It's just
that's
right.
actually
That's
a word.
exactly
yeah,
the
dirt.
thing.
Yeah, I knew I would fuck it up. I knew I couldn't keep it up for 6
You
minutes.
gotta sniff out danger.
Sniff it out.
You gotta be able. You gotta fucking press your nose against the dry, cracked earth, and fucking smell trouble.
Take a big whiff.
Because that's where the cool bars are usually.
That's true. If you're trying to get yourself into some fun times, trying to party.
Yeah, you want to be able to like smell. That's the thing. You maybe like go to like a cool kind of post-apocalyptic biker style bar
Where they don't card.
That's
That's how you know it's
how
trouble.
you know it's fucking trouble.
For all you under 21s
There's
listening.
fucking 2.5-year-olds fucking pounding Jaeger bombs, driving drunk away, like getting on their fucking motorcycles,
And you'll be able to live like that in the world
wasted.
to come.
Yeah.
once that radiation hits your nose and gives you a nose for danger, if you're lucky, or you can like run afoul of a witch and get her to curse you with a nose for danger that you can then twist into something that actually helps you.
Yeah.
Or if you find a genie and you can wish for a nose that can smell danger.
It's true.
That's one of the many ways you can use it, is by finding fun bars full of babies.
Fun. Babies know how to fucking party, dude.
Dude, you ever seen one?
You ever seen a drunk baby?
They don't
It's
give-
awesome. It's
babies already act a lot like drunk people.
I know they're already. So imagine that energy, but with fucking 9 or 12 shots deep. Just like,
Already screaming,
crying,
crying,
and shitting,
shitting
just
their
like-
pants, puking.
Right.
Only now, while fucking
They're fucking
jacked
way
up.
better at darts. Just like they're just fucking.
Hey, you want to play darts with a baby? Better sniff out danger.
Just imagine like a baby in a leather jacket pulling a fucking switchblade on you in a seedy bar.
Well, that's the kind of if that's the kind of life you want to live, follow your nose wherever it goes.
Yeah, these babies got to grow up quick.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, nowadays when you're born, you have like years to become an adult. But in the world to come, you have like 20 minutes.
You have like 20 minutes.
Fresh out the womb. Oh
Right.
shit. There's a pterodactyl coming for me.
Yeah, by
I
the
better
ti-
toughen up.
You fucking pop out the womb, and by the time you actually gain awareness of your surroundings, your mom is like fucking. She's like a full half mile away from you. She's running from the beasts.
Right, because because you might be born a beast.
Right. Exactly.
Your mom will give birth to you and immediately abandon you because she knows that babies eat people in the world to come.
Mm-hmm.
And also party way too hard. She can't keep up.
Exactly.
She can't keep up with that lifestyle.
She doesn't want to get a fucking knife pulled on her.
No, and honestly, she knows that you're just going to be trouble.
Mm-hmm. She's got a nose for danger.
Exactly.
And
She's going to give birth and go,
her bits.
oh, this is a dangerous one. And she's going to rip the umbilical cord and run.
Mm-hmm. Just fucking twirl it around her head like a fucking. Like a fucking what are those things like that? What is it? A shot put?
I don't know. What are you saying right now?
What are those like that
right.
Olympic
Yeah.
thing with like
I
the
see what
ball
you're
and
saying.
the string and you
Yeah.
fucking hurl it?
And she's gonna launch you.
She's gonna launch you.
To get you away from her.
And you're gonna fucking land on both of your feet because that's how fucking cool babies are gonna be.
Cool, yeah.
He's gonna fucking land on your feet and immediately start smoking a cigarette.
And you're gonna strut straight to the nearest fucking dive and go play darts with other babies. And if you have a nose for danger, you'll know either stay away from newborn babies or just go see what the newborn babies are up to. You know, have a rough and tumble evening.
We're in party with the young people.
Yeah. That's what it feels like anytime I walk into a bar.
It does. It really
like,
does.
There's like babies
I
everywhere.
did not mean this to be a metaphor, but it very much is.
There's babies
It's just
everywhere.
like, look at all these incredibly dangerous babies. I think these babies are gonna fucking kill me. That's how I feel every time entering a bar. It sucks. Hate being 30.
Oh, how does it feel, man?
I don't
We're
know.
like, what, 3 minutes away from you finally
3
turning
minutes.
30?
Less than that. Oh fuck! Exactly 1 minute away from
We
me
are
being 30.
1 minute away.
Well, actually, if
from
they're
it being
listening
your
to this, it was
European
actually
birthday.
I've been 30 for 59
No.
minutes at least. But okay, okay.
No, because we're still live.
right.
in-
Okay,
In other time zones.
and it's gonna be midnight exactly now
And-
when we finish.
And
okay,
for those of you who are like 6 hours behind us, better catch up.
better catch up quick.
Yeah.
Because in exactly 35 seconds, I'm gonna fucking wolf out, dude.
I'm scared.
I'm gonna turn into a goddamn monster.
I'm shaking in my little goosey boots.
Mm-hmm.
My little flippers.
looking pretty plump right now.
Thanks.
Pretty. It's fucking gross.
Whatever,
I
man.
need a. Maybe I'm not gonna eat you. So I'm looking for like a nice lean meal. You know. All that fatty goose. You fucking fat goose. All right.
Oh, that's the
Thanks
timer.
everybody for listening to Life in the World to Come.
Happy birthday, Chris.
Happy birthday to me. Our intro and outro music is We Are the Hellhounds by the Taxpayers. You can find us on Patreon at patreon.com/lifeintheworldtocome. And you can get our merch at lifeintheworldtocome.bigcartel.com.
It's been a real pleasure. Ad break.
And goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone.